guys, welcome back to phase 3. So here's the thing, either you've just completed 20 days of low calorie eating or you just completed 40 days of low calorie eating. Either way, you should have drops left in either one of these bottles. So just take these bottles and put them on a shelf and don't continue to take them for the next 8 days of phase 3. Everything else that you have in your kit, you should be taking till it's gone. At this point, your fiber should probably already be gone because you've only probably taken that for the first 15 days. But everything else will be running out at different phases. So this is the phase that everybody always says it's the hardest for them because you're used to eating a smaller amount of food and you aren't probably at this point as hungry as you were from the very beginning because your body's starting to adapt to a new eating protocol. But you cannot sustain that low calorie eating for any more than the time frame that you've picked. That's why you put these away. These drops are only for that, to help your body not go into starvation mode. So phase 3 will be outlined for you on page 42 and 43, 44, and 45. This is called the retrain phase. Regardless if you are at the weight that you want to achieve of your goal weight or not, you must go into phase 3. If you are not at the goal weight that you want to be at, this will be for only a period of 8 days, okay? If you are at the weight that you want, you are just automatically after 8 days transitioning to the end of phase 4. If by the end of phase 3 you are not at your goal weight, revert back to phase 2, continue taking the drops and all the other products the way that they were intended to be taken. So the point of phase 3 is to really figure out what foods are good or bad for you. Like I said, you've been eating about 600 or 700 calories. I want you to up that, double that. So I want you to get up to eating about 12 or 1,500 calories. That doesn't mean I want you to sit down and gorge yourself at one meal. I want you to start adding things back in. You've been eating maybe 3.5 ounces of protein. Try to eat 5 or 6 ounces of protein at a meal. You've been eating 2 cups of vegetables. Try eating 3 cups of vegetables at a meal, but adding an extra cup of vegetables to snack on throughout the day. So this is where you start to add new vegetables in, new fruits in, new proteins, healthy fats, those kind of things. Because you need to see what foods are good for you and what foods are bad for you. I do very poorly with sugar. Sugar can be processed sugar, but sugar is also natural as it's found in fruit. If I eat too much fruit, even though it's a health food, I still gain weight. So I just choose to eliminate that as much as possible because I don't need the extra calories. It's a trigger food for me. So what you're going to start to do is you're going to start to add in one new fruit or vegetable each day or a protein as you go through this. So when I say that, I don't mean like you have a bite of a carrot, because carrots were not on phase 2 as a list to be eating. I want you to have 1 or 2 cups of carrots throughout the day. Watch and see what happens to your weight. When you start phase 3, your weight that morning was going to be your target, your goal weight for the period of phase 3. If your weight goes up more than 2 pounds in that phase 3, by adding, say, carrots into your plan, into your new eating protocol, then you know that carrots are going to be a trigger for a food for you. That means every single time that you eat carrots, it's going to cause your weight to go up. So I would limit my carrot intake and not do that. So take it back, take out the carrots, and then go into the day that outlines the steak day that gets outlined for you in the book. Because if your weight goes up more than 2 pounds from eating carrots, they will always be a trigger for you, and you need to get your weight right back down, go into a steak day. The next day, go on to something new. Go on to a banana, go on to a peach, go on to green beans, go on to whatever it is that you want to add into your diet, but add one new thing at a time. Continue taking all these products until they're gone, just keeping the Sliminate drops off for the 8 days. The more that you figure out the foods that you add in, whether they're good or bad for you, this is how you'll learn to control your weight for moving forward when you get into the eating for life phase. Just be very detailed about reading. Begin slowly. Do not add carbs or sugar. The book outlines everything beautifully for you. That's the point. You'll hear this repeated again. we spent a lot of time putting this book together so that you know exactly what you need to do. Search the book out first for your answers because they're going to be in there so that you know. Like I said, keep doing the products, the Corella, the probiotic, all the products here that are on the table for the period of 8 days on phase 3 until you get done with those 8 days. And if you, like I said, if you have not met your goal, you're going to revert right back into phase 2 after those 8 days, going back and doing the exact same thing you were doing before, add your drops back in, continuing the products. And you will do that back to phase 2 until either your big drop bottle's gone or your little drop bottle's gone. Somewhere where maybe around another extra 20 days, somewhere around an extra 10 days. When these drops are gone, again, go right back into phase 3. These will be gone, continue taking your other products, repeat the same process again, going on to new foods, adding them back in. Very important phase so that you figure out what's good or bad for you. Do not let your weight go up more than 2 pounds from the weight that you finish at phase 2. If your weight goes down, that is your new goal weight. You have a very good chance of losing weight in phase 3 because you're going to start adding more calories in. And remember, when you're not taking drops, you need to exercise. If you don't move it, you lose it. I don't care what exercise that you like to do, swim, bike, hike, whatever it is, you have to move above and beyond what your normal movement is. Go for a brisk walk, do intermittent burst training, bike, hike, swim, I don't care, just move because you need to keep your metabolism up, and movement is very important to cell regeneration and overall health, sweating out the toxins, moving, all that kind of stuff. So while you're not taking drops, it's time for you to move. That's pretty much outlines everything for you in regards to phase 3. Just pay attention. It talks about foods that are not allowed, cautionary foods, key points about your target weight, and all those kind of things. So pay attention again to the book. And I hope you've had great success so far. And I will see you whenever we discuss this again about how we get to the Eating for Light phase, which is phase 4. So have a great day, guys. I'll see you later.